Sometimes this screen is an opportunity to get better, but only if you figure out how you got there. Okay, so in this video series, I'm going to be breaking down various fights, point out where the outcome could have changed if it weren't for some errors, and hopefully you find it useful. And if you're going to be looking for a more fundamental fight guide, you can check out my fight guide linked above. If you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Give feedback down in the comments below. Let me know if there's anything specific you want to see. Now on with the video. Okay, let's break that fight down. The other player was running full sprint from the leg. As I ran up the challenge, he realized I was there. He did a good job by breaking line of sight immediately instead of trying to shoot me. Now, I didn't hit him for much, but I followed up aggressively anyways. In my follow-up, I could have had better positioning behind the rock since he wasn't healing or running. But because I was already in his face, I switched to the PDW to not get caught out after spaying the remainder of my 8 rounds. Since I was outgeared, I didn't want to DPS race him, and I only shot briefly before diving for cover. This served to have him continue to waste rounds in his magazine. He didn't do a great job of being evasive. Some slide jumps probably would have helped him here. The only slide he managed to have was when he already started reloading, which is the critical error here. He tried to reload the Advocate instead of switching to the PDW that he had. Having gone through both guns, mostly, I switched to my third weapon and finished. The key takeaway here is that your secondary will save your life, and failing that, your knife is always a good option if it comes down to it. Okay, so this next one is right after I kill a player in Waterfall Labs, and I'm hearing a PKR kill mobs on the leg. So we've both heard each other fire our weapons, and are well aware of one another. I move to gain position on the roof where I can make best use of my bolt action in a dominant position. The first mistake here is that he heard me and was aware of my presence, but made no effort to quickly get out of the open. I land the first shot, missed the second, and now that he can fire on me, I dodge the return fire while I wait for the weapon action to cycle. After landing the third shot, I could have just full send over the fence here since I already knew he had taken 86 damage. The height is iffy, but I could have mitigated that by landing on the entryway before jumping down during the scramble. I'm too slow on the follow-up, and he finally dips under the facility and succeeds in delaying enough to heal to full. He returns and re-engages, but makes a critical error here. When challenging an angle or peeking from cover, you generally have 3 types of options: dynamic, slow, and prep. I hadn't gone silent, so he knew where I was. So this opened the door for either a high angle airburst grenade type throw or a dynamic push from around the wall. Instead, he moves just fast enough to know where he is, but slow enough around the corner to guarantee a hit. After getting a hit, he doesn't go back under the facility, but starts to heal right on the other side of the wall. This time, I followed up by jumping on top of the fence. I do this in case he continues to run, and I would be able to drop down to the entry walkway to then jump down to the water. He has to stop healing and tries to fight an impossible angle. The key takeaways from this one is that if you suspect an enemy nearby, sometimes it's better to just get a better position than it is to hope they didn't hear you or aren't coming. And when challenging angles, do so appropriately. This last one again is in Waterfall Labs and a pretty straightforward fight. I heard the player recently, so I clear out corners and use the glass to get line of sight while remaining safe from fire. Since there's a good chance of me pushing into someone, I remove the 2x optic. I maintain long angles as much as possible as I don't know what weapon he has yet. I hear the door open and close, but I don't make the assumption that he ran outside until I can confirm with either sight or sound. And right here is where the error was made. It would have been insanely difficult for me to successfully push him if he was holding the top of the stairs. You could have continuously shot, dipped behind something, or fallen back between shots. Playing close to cover is the best way to play a shotgun. Okay, so I didn't hear him run away from the building, so I know he's still close outside the door. I throw gas on the corner to see if he's still there. I see the damage tick, run to the balcony expecting him to run out. When he doesn't, I jump down with a little bit of distance between us and follow up. The key takeaway here is you have to play in the way that maximizes your weapon's strengths. He had a shattergun and access to easily defendable positions against an aggressive opponent. So long as I insisted on pushing, he had a very winnable fight. Sometimes holding your ground is the safest option. Okay, so that's it for this video. I'll be working on a duos and a trios version of this video soon, so don't forget to sub and get notified when that happens. Thanks for watching, and good hunting.